You're here just in time for the story. Today I'm going to tell you a tale of a fierce crafter who battled her way through finishing a project. Chapter 1: Peaceful Beginnings. 1 month ago, the crafter began to chronicle her adventures. She sat at her crafting mat, blissfully ignorant to the tribulations yet to come.
I'm kind of just in the mood to sculpt a whole bunch of rolls and wrinkles. And also, after my last sculpture, I don't want to have to worry about the structural stability of making like 10-inch thin legs. So I'm not going to do that this time, and instead I'm going to go with something that does nothing but sit. So I'm going to sculpt this guy, and I think I want him to be kind of like a god or a holy person that some people worship, and I want him to be riding around on a palanquin. I don't know who's going to be carrying it. That's something I still have to figure out. I'm kind of thinking like a blimmy. These guys, if you don't know what a blimmy is, I think they're pretty cool, and maybe I'll come up with a reason that they're carrying this guy. I don't know. I don't think things through, and I don't really want to, so I guess I should get into it. Well, I already have gotten into it. I started basically this form, and nothing will be this flat because there's no real definition. I've just put in some like minor guidelines for me to start sculpting on top of. So I guess I'll do that.
She continued to flatten, carve, and smooth the polymer to her will. With every poke and prod of her sculpting tools, the figure took on life. Chapter 2: The Plague. A plague had passed its way over the village, and the crafter had unfortunately fallen into its grasp. She knew what she had to do. She brewed herself a healing potion, because no ailment could keep her from completing her task.
I have been feeling a bit under the weather. So for the past couple days, I've just been laying in bed thinking about doing art, and it's been driving me absolutely crazy. And even though I don't feel very good today, I'm gonna keep working, because if I don't, I'm gonna go insane. I want his skin to really be like laying almost flat on the ground towards the bottom. So I think I need to do that before I move on to adding on the limbs, so I can make sure all the wrinkles and rolls are in the right places. Or at least as close to the right places as I would know how to do.
She forged her creation's bones and coiled its flesh around them. She was not a cruel crafter and made sure her creation had limbs. However, she did sculpt all of their fingers broken and their feet bound. She was funny that way. She felt sorry she had given her creation such a pained existence. She also felt a bit uncomfortable being alone with it, so she decided it was time to create 2 friends for them. Chapter 3: Doubt and Coping. The crafter began sculpting life into 2 blimmies. However, she was rather unhappy with them, but continued on because she's stubborn and dumb. She didn't want to feel like days of her life were wasted sculpting 2 buff blimmies.
So the first step is going to be just essentially doing this all over the model and giving it a layer of skin. Then I'll smooth that out. I'll work on the face, and then I'll start working on the different muscle groups.
She coped, and she doubted her abilities as an artist.
And look, I don't want anyone coming after me about anatomy because this is a Blimmy. And a wide buff Blimmy. It doesn't even have like the stomach area. It's just a head with arms and legs. So, you know what? If the muscle groups aren't accurate or they're a little wonky, I don't care. And you shouldn't either. It's art. I can be as abstract with my muscle groupings as I want. I was gonna work outside, but it started raining, so I guess I'm back inside. I started working on the second Blimmy, and I think he's turning into something. So I'm gonna keep working on that. I want these guys to kind of be like, I don't want them to have the same face. I want their faces to look different and for them to be their own characters. They just have the same job.
Well, I broke it. The thumbs all started to droop down. So I thought maybe it'll be soft enough that I can just push it back into place. Well, the thumb fell off. That's okay. I can make it work. Oh God, I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Upon taking the Blimmies out of the oven, she dropped them, and then she mangled them. Chapter 4. The Dark Ages. Unbeknownst to her, this time of her journey would be lost. A dark force had corrupted her files, and even though she battled these dark forces with all of her might, she only managed to save half before she was ultimately defeated. It's believed at this point in her journey, she built a golden palanquin, fit for a king. Chapter 5. New Friends. Even though her friends had fallen, she picked herself up and continued on her journey, and made 4 new friends along the way.
So I know this looks like a big mess, and that's probably because it is. But with enough love, I think it will look pretty cool. I'm gonna go set this in the sun so it'll dry faster. Never mind, it's already dark out. I'm gonna go put this somewhere to dry, and it will be a tomorrow problem. Okay, I'm gonna go do that. Well, it finally dried, so I can move on. I need to paint the cobblestone and add some flocking. I don't have any more grass tufts. I just have like puffy, chunky flocking, which is not my favorite, but I'm gonna use it because I can't make another base that's just dirt.
Her journey was nearly finished, and she took solace in knowing the tribulations of her journey had all been overcome. She painted the land and gave it its inhabitants so that they could go forth and tell their own story. The end.
Most projects take me less than a week. This one took well over a month. Everything was going wrong, but I didn't want to let this project go. I didn't want it to join a pile of shame I look at for the next year and just wish I'd finished it. I got sick, my blimmies broke, my cobblestone had to be redone like 3 times because it kept cracking. My palanquin collapsed during the glamour shots and nearly caught my office on fire. And then after all of that, over half my files were corrupted and my SD card was shot. So I had to re-edit my videos several times just to make it good enough. And having said all of that, I'm also kind of happy about it. I feel good about it. It's not the perfect piece, and it's not a perfect video, but it was worth it to myself to stick to it and push to make the best of it. I'm proud I failed so miserably so many times and was stubborn and dedicated enough to continue. The way I see it is every failure is an opportunity to make future you proud. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope your projects go better than mine did. Okay, bye!
It's moving around again.
Golden palanquin, fit for a king. King, 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 king.